I don't know if it's feasible for you to answer this, but I'll ask it anyway because the story that came out of yesterday's show that so many people are talking about right now is the answer that Lamar Jackson gave me yesterday when I asked him, why are things not coming as easy for you? It doesn't look it's coming as easy for you. And part of his answer was he says that the defense is calling out a lot of their plays. Does that look like something you're seeing on film or tape?
Well, that I certainly can't speak to because I don't know the answer to that, but here's what I will tell you. Last year was obviously Lamar Jackson's first year as a starter, and Greg Roman and staff were very creative and innovative in their run game concepts. They took basic run game concepts, Rich, and they blocked them in different and creative ways. So what did teams do all this offseason, particularly division teams, but certainly when the schedule came out, every team that was on the Ravens schedule. And unfortunately, because of the pandemic, I bet coaches had even more time to do this kind of work. So what they do is they figure out how to defend this. They figure out keys. They figure out looks. They figure out the things coaches deal with on pretty much a daily basis. And then what you have to do as an offense is you then have to adjust yourself. And I can only speak to the film, but I will tell you this based on film, and I've spoken to other people about this, that right now their pass game, which is something they're going to need to improve to get where they want to go, their pass game is pretty limited. And when I say limited, I mean in terms of the pass game concepts. You could even use the word remedial at this point, which is a word that's been used to me, and clearly the film shows that. So I think they're at the point where they now need to make some adjustments and figure things out. They'll always have games where they do really well because Lamar is a freakish athlete and we know how well he can run.
Right.
And there are certain things they can set up, but they're going to have to expand their pass game to get to where they want to go.
So would you view the acquisition of Des Bryant being something that the coaches clearly see what you're talking about too? I mean, again, John Harbaugh's a coach of the year.
No question.
On his resume.
No, John's
so,
great.
You know what I mean? Like, so it's not like we're probably telling any tales out of school about what they see themselves. I'm just wondering if Dez is an answer, because any Ravens fan out there that would hear you say this might say, then what is the answer? How do you become less remedial in the middle of an NFL season?
Well, it also comes down to concepts. I mean, it's always good to have better players, no question. But I think it also comes down to what they do in terms of their pass game concepts. Because, look, they drafted Marquise Brown a couple of years ago, and here was the thought process. The thought process was that teams will play Lamar Jackson in the run game with extra people in the box so that they will almost always play with a single high safety. And you'll get a speedster like Marquise Brown, and on the outside what happens is he gets one-on-one, and he can run by people, and you'll create big plays in the passing game. We haven't really seen that kind of offense. So it's not just a matter of getting better players. Let's assume Des Bryant is at his absolute best. He's a very good receiver, but it's how he is used within the context of their offense.
So last one for you on this then, Greg, is can you see, you've watched enough film and tape of your entire existence, can you see something where you're like, okay, it sure looks like the defense knew what was coming? Or sensed it. Can you see something like that?
Again, that's hard to answer. You know, I would just in some ways reiterate what I said. I think that defenses have a better feel for the concepts that they're running, and they need an expansion now. They need to build off their concepts, which, by the way, all good offenses over time do.
Yes.
Every offense has foundational concepts. It's how you get to them, and it's how you build off of them. That's what really good offense is about, because there's not 1,000 concepts, Rich. You know, it's just like people, think that, there's 1,000 pass game concepts. No, there's not. But it's how you get to them and how you build off of them.
Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.